Startup Stars, where startups come to shine.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Startup Stars. My name is Montarius Falls, and I am your host. Here on Startup Stars, we connect with founders and co-founders of startups to better understand them, what they're trying to accomplish with their startup, and their inspiration in its creation. We give them 10 minutes or less to do so. We are back as usual with another amazing guest. I'm excited to have them introduce themselves, introduce their startups, their inspiration in its creation, and what their future goals are for their startup. So, Derrick, would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Derrick Barker. I am the CEO and co-founder of Nectar. And Nectar is a company that um, provides cash flow based advances to real estate entrepreneurs. And we apply technology to solve the pain points for real estate entrepreneurs, starting with financing and the finance function.
Nice, nice. Very interesting. So, I'd like to know a little bit more about you and your history in the real estate world.
Yeah, so I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I started my first business when I was, I don't know, pretty young. I was pretty self-sufficient. My first really big business I started my freshman year at Harvard. I ended up exiting that. It was a finance, kind of organization. And then started buying real estate senior year. So I've been in the real estate business really since pretty early on, like since the beginning of my career, since the beginning, my entire adulthood. Um, I was a fixed income trader for a while, but then built a 5,000 unit real estate portfolio, starting out going back to my neighborhood, the neighborhood I grew up in, which was really hard hit by the financial crisis. And there were blighted apartments and properties all around. And while I was at Goldman, I built a business going back, buying the blighted apartment complexes, messed up apartment complexes, the worst apartments in the area, renovating them, kicking out the gangs, putting in like fixing everything up, getting high quality management, working with nonprofits to provide services, turning them into the nicest place to live in the neighborhood. And I did about 5,000 units of that business typology, before starting Nectar. That was a big part of my career, and it was a big part of meaning for me. Being able to go back into my neighborhood and neighborhoods like it, and creating high quality, stable housing where at once there was blight.
Wow. Nice, nice. That's awesome. So, would you say that was your inspiration in creating Nectar, or was there something more behind it?
I created Nectar because in doing this business, what I realized is I was spending so much of my time basically, going and trying to find investors, going all over into different neighborhoods, finding, and begging investors to come and put money into my projects, into my properties, convincing them when their thoughts were, these are, sketchy neighborhoods is what they say, or this is like higher risk. And then we, go and do this business model. And then at the end of it, we'd be giving 80-90% of the profits back to these investors, and doing all this work. We're always constantly raising money in order to dilute ourselves, in order to give up the profits of the work that we did. And I built Nectar because that's inefficient. It shouldn't be where you have, experienced real estate entrepreneurs who know how to go into a place and make money out of the built environment. You should be able to keep the upside of the work that you do. And I started Nectar to give real estate entrepreneurs the ability to grow their businesses and get capital to grow their businesses without having to give away all the upside in the projects they work on. We do have a cost. It's not free capital, but you are able to keep your ownership in your properties, which was very important.
Very important. And I often find that when entrepreneurs go through that journey and they experience those pain points, they're the ones who usually come up with the solutions that solve that, such as what you're doing right now. So, very important. So, do you only service Airbnb properties or just any short-term rentals such as Verbos and the others that have in the market?
We'll do any short-term rental property. But look, we'll also do other property types, long-term rentals. Our focus is short-term rentals now, but any entrepreneur that's building a business around, improving assets, operating assets that cash flow, that positive cash flow, they're a potential customer. But our focus now is any short-term rental business. Because short-term rental operators they're building the hospitality companies of the future, where they make a ton of cash flow, but they don't have institutional equity or institutional debt to give them efficient, capital sources. So we're stepping in here where there's a lack of capital and providing capital in that space.
Important, very important. So, what would you say along the course of this journey of you being a founder? What would be your biggest lesson in this space?
Wow, biggest lessons of being a founder. So I've been a founder for a long time. I've learned a lot of lessons. Experience is important. You are the team that you hire. Like your company is the team that you hire. That's who like the world is gonna see. When you're out in the world. I've learned. There's success is not linear. It's not up and to the right in a straight line. It's like it's up and down in all kinds of different ways. And sometimes it's just build every day, grind, build long term value. Create value for people. That's going to be of value long term. And if you do that, bring on the talented, mission aligned people into the organization, solve real problems. That is a recipe for for good things.
Yes, it's a winding path. I definitely know what it's like. So what would you say the future of Nectar looks like for you? Where do you see Nectar heading?
For me, Nectar should at scale be the go-to place for real estate entrepreneurs. If you are a real estate entrepreneur that's looking to grow your portfolio, that's looking to build a professional business, we want to be the place to go. We want to be a household name where we provide financing so you can grow your business without dilution. We want to be able to give you real-time financial data so you can see your financial performance in real time. We want to be the system of record for all the small, medium-sized real estate businesses out there, across the country.
Awesome. That's amazing. Amazing response. So as we're closing in on our 10-minute mark, was there anything you would like to leave with the people, just to let them know?
I'd say if there's anything that I have to leave, I'd say, as an entrepreneur, Yeah, I mean it's pretty broad. Focus on creating value. It's always a grind, but build real solutions for real people. If you're building real solutions for real people, if you're surrounding yourself with mission-aligned people who can teach you about things, who are subject matter experts, think long term. That's like the recipe for success. And I say that as far as Nectar goes, if you are a real estate entrepreneur out there, we're looking for you. If you have a few years, you've put together some deals, you have a portfolio, and you're looking to take it from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. You're looking to really to grow. We want to be in touch with you. We want to help you build the real estate real estate companies of the future. And for investors who are looking for passive income, we also provide investment opportunities where you can buy into securities that are backed by some of the strongest, best performing entrepreneurs out there. And we want to be that hub where capital meets opportunity.
All right, so where can the people find you?
You can find us at mynectar.co, mynectar.co, mynectar.co. Go to our website, reach out. We'll get back to you, within 24 hours. And we'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. We have Derrick Barker from My Nectar. Excited to have you. I thank you for joining. This is an amazing conversation and looking forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Startup Stars, where startups come to shine.